everybody, welcome to the Good Game Geeks podcast. I'm your host, Brutus, and I am joined, as always, by my kick-ass co-host, Snooze. Snooze, why don't you go ahead and say hello?
Hello!
Awesome. So, tonight we have a special edition podcast for you guys. We are going to be recording and live streaming our special edition E3 pre-show podcast. There is so much happening, rumors, leaks, and just all kinds of analysis to go over that we decided to give it a very special podcast of its own. Because, I mean, come on, it's E3. Like, if you are not excited for this, check your pulse.
Right?
If you've missed any of our previous podcasts, you can find them uploaded on SoundCloud and iTunes under Good Game Geeks, as well as on YouTube under Snooze's channel, Snooze Gaming. We love seeing all your support, so please like, follow, and or subscribe to the channel. As always, we're going to be live streaming a game, as well as discussing all of the E3 goings-on. Tonight, we're going to be revisiting that addictive mistress that is also a video game, that is also a CCG, known as Hearthstone. But before we get into that, Snooze, what's up with you lately?
What's up with me? I've been busy at work, first of all. However, also been busy gaming as much as possible since the last podcast, you know. I finished Bulletstorm, that game we talked about last time, the full clip edition remastered. So
good.
Oh man, it is so good. It is such like silly, great bullet hell. It's just like pure manly explosions, guns and fun.
Yes.
Gun and fun.
That's what men do.
Gun, fun, explosions. It's pretty much it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I definitely recommend it if you've never played it before. It's worth a playthrough. The graphics, I mean, they're not obviously graphics from today, but the story itself still stands up, and the uniqueness of like the skill shots giving you points, making you purchase ammo. It's just a cool little skill shot system. So pretty enjoyable. So glad I finished that. And yeah. Meantime, I also started and finished Monkey Island, the original, the first one. Secret of Island.
So, I have never, ever played Monkey Island.
Well, neither had I until this year, so we're not that far apart.
I'm going to go one further.
Uh-oh.
I have never, ever heard of Monkey Island.
No. Why didn't you tell me this before the podcast?
Because I wanted this conversation. I was so ready. What the hell is Monkey Island? And how have I missed it all these years?
Oh my god. Okay, so Monkey Island, I think the first one, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the first one came out early 90s. I think we looked the other day, there's been like 5 games in all. It's basically the story of Guybrush Threepwood, the mighty innocent young lad who wants to become a pirate. So you play as Guybrush. And similar from the 2 games that I played, because I played the first one and I played LeChuck's Revenge, which was the second one. LeChuck, who's like this evil, ghostly pirate whom you're going after, and obviously who kidnaps your girl, who you need to go save. And it's just like your basic go-to point-and-click adventure. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever played a game like Day of the Tentacle, for example. There's another one that just came out called Thimbleweed Park, which is another one in that style, kind of a throwback to that type of that gaming genre. Anyways, really cool, super enjoyable. It's very silly. The voice acting in that game is really, really good.
Good.
Which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting some really, cheesy. It's very cheesy, but it's also funny and interesting. It's a game, obviously, came out a while ago, but I picked it up on the backwards compatibility sale that we also talked about in a previous podcast.
Right.
So I picked it up. I think I paid like $250 for it. So I played it on Xbox 360, through Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Right.
So
now I picked it up as well because you guys were all talking about it, and I know I'll get around to it.
You
so
should.
I own it, but I'm like, what the hell is this game? So I wanted to kind of hear about more of what it was. So that's exciting. That's good.
Yeah, and it's definitely challenging because you need to like play around with stuff in your inventory. You need to see everything that you can interact with on every different screen that you move to, and you really need to kind of like try everything. Sometimes you literally try to combine everything in your inventory with everything on screen to try and get something to work, because if not, you get so stuck.
So it's a lot like the old school Myst, like that old point and click adventure from, God, I can't even remember when that came out, years and years ago.
Yeah, but really like point and click, move to different screens. Very
Yep.
basic, yeah.
Okay.
But it's cool. It's because like if you picked up the backwards compatibility one too, like if you press select while you're playing, you get to, it kind of like fades back to how it looked in like 16-bit type thing.
Oh, nice.
So you can see how it looked back in the 90s and the remastered, more cartoony version.
Nice.
So yeah, so check it out. And I want to add, shout out to my followers, because if they hadn't have like given me, it was good. They were giving me like subtle hints, you know, subtle hints on like what to combine with what. Stuff I never would have thought of, or I would have been just sitting there in front of the stream for like 45 minutes just trying stuff, and it would have been like super boring on stream. But subtle hints to kind of keep stuff moving. But having played that alone off stream without anyone's help, I would for sure still be like chapter 1. Cause
I feel like you're gonna have to help me along now, where it's like, hey Brutus, you know, rock plus thing will make fire. You might need a fire. What's that thing that you could combine with the rock? And I'm like, oh, that. Okay, perfect. Got it.
It was even like more subtle than that. I remember Ensor Jenny just said something at some point. He's like, hey, do you need a pointer, winky face? And I'm like, pointer. So I'm looking at my inventory and anything that could be like a pointer. And like, oh, maybe I need to do this. Anyways, so like super subtle. So I like that. Because straight up giving the answer takes away from the fun of the game, right?
Oh, of course. Oh, totally.
So they did a great job. So like shout out to them on that. What else? Yeah, I mean that's pretty much. I played Monkey Island. I went to see Wonder Woman.
Okay, how was that? I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, so I'm not going to give any spoilers. You guys know that I hate that and everything. But just my opinion is like, you know that everyone's been like praising this movie like crazy. So going into that movie, my expectations were like so high, and I hate going into a movie with super high expectations, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just setting yourself up
for disappointment.
Exactly. Yeah. It exceeded my expectations. No joke.
Nice.
It was so good. Wonder Woman was so good, guys. It was no joke. It was perfect. It was a perfect movie. It didn't leave too many like loose ends like the first Marvel movies did, where you know just setting it up for a sequel type thing. It was just had a beginning, it had an end, it had so many things happen in the middle, and the main actress Gal Gadot, she was amazing. She was, I was like doubting her casting at first, but she was just so charismatic on screen, and she just brought like this innocence and like this beacon of hope in the way she portrayed her character's values on screen. It was beautiful. It was perfect. I mean, and I've never come out of a movie like wanting to just like fight the good fight, you know, and it made me, superhero movies have never made me feel that way before, where you just come out and you're like, you know what? Like, screw the baddies. Like, I'm ready to like stand up to some shit right now. It just
nice.
Like I came out like feeling so good out of that movie. So it was a very like empowering movie, and it really was a good, you know, kind of beacon of hope type movie, because it takes place in one of the darkest periods of human history, World War II. I mean, you don't get, like, that's when humanity was at its darkest, you know, and everyone was just killing everybody. So bringing such a colorful character into that era was beautifully done. It was amazing.
And now the movie's coming out during a pretty shitty time in world history, essentially. sadly, but no, it was really well done. So I recommend you go see it. I regret not going to see it in IMAX. I really do. Oh, really? Okay, so that might be one where it's definitely worth doing.
It is worth everything that you can possibly do to go see this movie in the best experience possible. It really is. It's no joke. It's the best movie I've seen in a long time, and probably my favorite superhero movie.
Nice.
Saying a lot, because I know and praise so much more about Marvel.
Right.
But this movie, like, it deserves to be in like a separate category from superhero movies, because it's just a step above. It really is. Right. Yeah. So go see it.
I don't think it's going to take too much longer for me to go see it.
There you go.
All right.
So that's me. What about you?
Well, I have been a busy man. I am going to invite you to a game so we get that going real quick.
Oh.
But dear God, I mean, like you know, I've been traveling a lot for work and kind of keeping crazy. Just got my meal prep done for the week. Chicken for days, boys and girls.
Typical man. Chicken, you know,
chicken
pogos and fish sticks for days.
But for as far as video games, I talked about Injustice 2 in a previous podcast and said I wanted to spend some time with it. I was finally able to dive in.
Good.
Holy shit, I love it.
Yeah?
I think Injustice 2 is probably my favorite fighting game I've ever played.
Damn.
Ever. There's so much to it that I enjoyed, and I haven't even touched online yet. So
Really?
guys, I know a lot of times fighting games can turn a lot of people off because the online is just so ridiculously competitive, and it feels like you just never make progress.
That's my case. Like, I'd play a fighting game, and then the second I get to online, I get my butt kicked, and I just, like, trade it in.
Yeah,
but I enjoy the stories. So how's the story?
The story's great. There are 76 fights in the campaign story mode itself. Just that alone makes me really happy because it's a really deep, really long campaign and story mode that you can play.
Seriously.
Yeah, so the first Injustice story, if you guys know anything about it, it was a great story. It's pretty dark. It got into a lot of different things. I don't want to go too much into it because this picks right up kind of where that story left off.
That last fight was really good, though, in Injustice, the first one. The last fight was hard. It took me a while.
Absolutely. Dude, this one's no exception. This one is no exception at all. So it's just got a really great story. A lot of, I don't want to say twists, but a lot of different turns that you kind of can see it taking. And they do things with the characters that are completely different than where comics have taken them and where the movies have taken them. So I enjoyed the story in and of itself. I've completed the story for one. It's a game I played all the way through, and that I just don't do normally.
So how long just for story mode?
How many hours?
Yeah, about. I think
I think it took me about 8 hours to get through the story. Maybe a little bit less than that.
Yeah, that's solid.
And I was playing it on hard, so it probably can be a little bit quicker if you're playing it on easy. I definitely had to redo quite a few fights. How do I?
How do I? Oh, how do I?
But even during the campaign itself and in the fights that I lost, I never felt like I lost cheap. I always felt like the game was teaching me something where like, oh, I lost that, but now, okay, I see what I can do. And it was changing the way I played in a really good way. So that's something, again, where I feel like a lot of times during fighting games where you're just going to encounter this thing where it's just like, I'm going to do this thing that you can't block. I'm going to be cheap, and I'm going to use the same move over and over.
Yeah, that's I'm so bad at that.
Is made. Well, no, not like that I expect going online, but I'm talking even in like single player.
Yeah.
I feel like you find the AI using the same combos, and if you don't know how to deal with it, like that's just it. This game does a really good job of the AI mixes it up and plays a little bit differently. And it just felt like I was always learning.
Oh, that's actually good, because sometimes they're quite stupid. I remember I played, like, Green Arrow in the first one, and I would just go to the edge and I'd be like, fit, on the really hard fights. I'd just, like, screw this. We're doing it for real.
Exactly. Now, with that said, the final boss in this game is an exception to that rule.
Oh, yeah?
He's a total cheap dickbag, and it took me so many tries to beat him because there's a move he does that's completely unblockable, and it's just whether or not he hits you with it enough times to kill you. And it sucks.
Salty, bro? Salty, bro?
Oh, man, dude. Fuck that guy.
I love how you're saying that guy and you're not giving anything away.
No, yeah, I don't want to give away the spoilers. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you get into the game who the final boss is going to be. It's very, very obvious from the beginning. They never really let you forget it. But, man, that guy is just pain in the ass.
That's good, though.
Yeah, I got all the way through it, finally beat him, and there are a couple of alternate storylines as well. So I'm going back through and replaying it in a different way to kind of get the alternate ending. So you can play with multiple characters at certain points, and that's something that, again, I thought was just overall a really cool feature that not a lot of games have done in the past.
That's true. Last fighting game I played was like Mortal Kombat 10, so...
Yeah, before Injustice, that was the last one I played. And that one I bounced off of pretty quick because, again, there wasn't a whole lot of single-player content that kept me coming back to it.
Yeah.
So in this, there's obviously the campaign mode that we just talked about. There's also a thing called the multiverse, which is essentially like Mortal Kombat's version of Towers.
Okay.
Where you got to progressively fight and go through and do arcade mode and all of that.
Okay.
But it gives you rewards based on completion time, based on how much health you have left overall. And did I just burn a card? Goodness gracious. And going into the multiverse, there's a lot of different, I want to say, challenges that you can choose from and play that do give you those different rewards. And so I've been playing that, earning a lot of these loot boxes, which give you cosmetic and ability-based modifiers. So when I say play with Blue Beetle and I rip through a multiverse, I can unlock a new Blue Beetle helm that's going to give me either more strength, more defense, a better ability, or something like that.
Yeah.
It can change them cosmetically, but also can boost your character's actual abilities in-game.
That's pretty cool.
It's definitely something where a lot of games just don't give that option. It feels like there's a sense of progression. Mm-hmm. It constantly feels like I'm making my character better.
I wish that you played the online so that I can get an idea what the online is like. Because that's always the limiting factor to me actually purchasing these games.
And that's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I don't even have to play online. I can constantly do these multiverses, do the arcade mode, do the campaign with these characters, and I'm constantly unlocking new stuff and always feel like I'm getting something. I'm making progress in this game. So I don't, even if I was totally turned off by online, which I haven't played it at all, so I don't even know.
Okay.
I think this is definitely something where I'm getting enough value just based on that.
Nice.
But yeah, I definitely plan on delving into the online a little bit more. But so far, I'm really digging the single player.
So I'm presuming that would you recommend it to our fellow viewers and listeners?
Oh yeah, I don't plan on planning on stopping playing it for a while. So definitely recommending it now. If you guys get it, hit me up. Brutus Force 21 on Xbox. I would love to throw down, especially with viewers, because you guys are generally the most fun to play with. Because online in Mortal Kombat 10 was garbage. Again, just constant, like, cheap, cheesy, spammy crap. And I hope that that's not the case here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 10 was fun, like, when I played for Extra Life or when I just played, for fun against friends or, like, against you or something. But other than that, like, nope, I'm not playing against some 13-year-old that's going to spam the same button and whoop the crap out of me. Nope.
Exactly.
I ain't doing it. Not doing that to myself.
Just trash.
But they are good to keep, like, on hand if ever you have, like, a party, because, people pick it up and they just kind of, like, on screen versus, like, couch versus is always fun.
Yeah, and there's tournament mode and stuff that you can definitely set that up with your friends and all that stuff too. So it definitely is something I recommend.
Oh, you turd.
You know me.
Obviously.
So that's what I've been playing.
Right.
Getting into our special edition podcast for the evening.
Ba-ba-bum.
What did you think of EA's press conference today? Before E3.
Before E3. Well, I mean, it's part of E3, right? It officially, that was kind of like the major conference that kind of kicked off E3. So I hosted it earlier. It was awesome.
Ish. It's like part of, but not. It's actually like not even in LA this year. They set it in Hollywood. So
and the rest is in LA?
Yeah, well, yeah, all of E3 is in LA, all the regular press conferences, and EA is like, we're going to do our own thing over in Hollywood. So they are a good ways away from the actual conference itself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Right.
I don't know how you're going to survive this, but okay, you got this.
Oh, this is interesting. So what did you think of their conference, what they brought to the table?
I thought it was good. I think EA wasn't as rich as it has been in previous years, at least from other EA conferences that I remember. Oh, lordy. Alex Straza. Beautiful. However, they had a few cool announcements, but they didn't have many curveball surprises. I must say everyone was kind of expecting a Battlefield 1 DLC, the Czar thing that they announced. Everyone was expecting that. Everyone knew that they were introducing females to the game as well, so that's it for Battlefield 1. The whole sports shebang, I think all that was, typical as what we were expecting, right. Even though the Madden campaign thing looked really cool. I thought that looked really nice. That was a nice little addition, but apparently they did that with FIFA last year, which is also what I remember now. And so it makes sense, like someone was saying that they would go to doing that for the other EA games since it had like such success. We got like so much time on Battlefront 2. Basically they had a whole conference leading up to Battlefront 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's essentially what it was. So it was cool. It was pretty neat. Battlefront 2 looks badass. It does look so much better than the previous one. Then again, I remember looking back at EA when they announced the first Battlefront and thinking the same thing and like, oh my god, this looks so badass. You get to control like these different characters and these different Jedis and these different Siths and these different heroes from the Star Wars universe. So that was to be expected. It still kind of looks a bit like a Battlefield skin to me, which was my main issue with the first game, which is why I never went back to it. Really. However, it looks good. It looks good. We didn't see as much about the story as I wanted. I wanted to hear more about the story. Maybe we're going to get more of that in the big console conferences in the upcoming days. And I think you also saw the prison co-op game, which was probably the highlight of the event for me.
Yeah, No Way Out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No Way Out. So that was definitely No Way Out. Is that it? A Way Out?
Yep. Or A Way Out. That's right.
A Way Out.
Right.
That's it. A Way Out. Yeah. So that was probably the highlight of the event for me. I mean, I love it when these smaller devs come out and they're like so excited to show their project and everything. And the guy was like the most enthusiastic one of that entire conference.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. So he was very entertaining. He was very excited to showcase his thing finally, and the whole split screen co-op thing looked very interesting. I've never seen a game really where one person could have something even up to the level of a nice cutscene going on their screen while the other one is still playing and moving around. So that was very interesting how they did that. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Maybe for a future Snooze stream.
That would be pretty solid. I definitely would enjoy that. Yeah, we weren't sure when they first rolled. It was like, man, is it couch co-op? Is it no online? But I do believe it ends up being an online co-op.
Yeah.
That, they were just emphasizing the use of split screen in games. So
yeah, it was kind of badly explained.
Yeah, I agree. On top of that, there was the BioWare new IP, right? Anthem.
I forgot about that because we saw about 22 seconds.
Totally.
Yeah.
But right after the press conference, I went to the website looking at Anthem the game. It totally looks like a Destiny killer, to be honest. And not that anything is, going to topple Destiny.
Yeah.
But it is looking like that is what they're going after. Okay. And truly that style of gameplay, like it looked like there was a tank, like there was a warlock. There was your general soldier class. It's definitely something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on as it gets closer. Obviously, we didn't get a release date. They said we'd get the full reveal at the Microsoft conference tomorrow. And I definitely think, though, it is a huge, huge upcoming game for BioWare, clearly.
I was not expecting to lose that game. Okay.
So, for the record, for our audio listeners, I was at 1 health for about 12 turns there and pulled it out. I feel good about that win.
Yeah, I was not paying that much attention to what I was doing in the end because I was just so sure I was going to win. I'm like, how many ice blocks can this guy possibly have?
Yeah, there were a couple of times where you had poisonous monsters on board and you didn't go into Alexstrasza with them. So I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, no, I was just talking to you beautiful people.
Oh, I love it. So we talked about A Way Out. I think Battlefront 2 looks very promising. Definitely. I think Battlefront 1 was a missed opportunity or maybe almost a proof of concept, right? This is what it could be. This is the foundation that we're building on. So Battlefront 2's got a really good opportunity to take that to the next level. Mm-hmm. And something that someone else was talking about, just going back to Anthem for a second, it's going to be on the Frostbite engine. So you're talking full 4K graphics. Mm-hmm. That is going to look so sexy. It's not even funny. Yeah, that thing's going to look good.
It's going to look good. Because all we know is about, from the trailer that we saw, all we know is that there's like this wall around this like massive city. Outside the wall, it's complete like monster for fighting monsters and complete chaos. And if you go out, you got to be prepared. You got to have like a tank and a major suit going on. And that's pretty much all I understood. I'm sure there's some politics going on inside the walls too. Now, who knows if it's... I don't know. I'm just gonna hold off on any opinion until we see anything tomorrow. But it's exciting. Anything labeled BioWare for me is just, I mean,
it's almost an auto buy, right?
It is. Like, I love BioWare, and they're probably like my favorite team.
Yeah. No, I would agree. An awesome dev, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait to see more because I'm super excited. I got really overexcited when I saw it for the first time because I was expecting more than like 22 seconds.
Yeah, because they've been like rumoring it and teasing that they've had a new IP for a while. It's like they were working on something, wink, and then we finally get this thing, and it's like 30 seconds. So tomorrow, definitely high hopes for what they bring to the table.
They like dangled the cupcake in front of you, and then like you just barely got a smell of it, and they like yanked it away, threw it against the wall. You know?
Yep. Oh my god, that's perfect. It does look like it's got that 4-player co-op though. From just what I see on the website, like it's got a lot going from those first glimpses. Yeah. So I'm pretty damn stoked.
Nice. To be continued, guys.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I was so sad that we didn't see during EA's press conference.
I know.
No Dragon Age.
I know.
No new Dragon Age. And I was just looking at the coincidences, right? So right now, EA Access is totally free. Obviously, Dragon Age Inquisition is in there. You could play 10 hours of that game for completely free all week long. On top of that, there's the Xbox Games with Gold deals right now, where you can own Dragon Age, the entire game, for just $5. Yep. I'm like, putting that together, we're going to see a new Dragon Age. I got myself so pumped up to see a new Dragon Age, it wasn't even funny.
So that was one of your dream reveals?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I really, I was hoping, I was praying. Dragon Age, one of my favorites. I love that series. Yeah. I just can't get enough of it. Mm-hmm. And it was really sad for me. So, knowing that, though, on the flip side, EA and Microsoft have had such a partnership at multiple E3s over the years. I wouldn't be surprised to see that get revealed at Microsoft's conference tomorrow.
Oh, you're still holding on to it, are you?
I'm not giving up hope. I'm not doing it. So I wouldn't be super surprised because they've done it in the past. Yeah. A lot of EA reveals have come in the Microsoft booth. Last year, almost all EA games, even though they weren't a part of E3, they did the same thing off-site somewhere else. Almost all of those games were playable in the Microsoft booth at E3 on the show floor.
Yeah.
So knowing that, I still got a little bit of hope. I'm not giving up the dream.
Hold on to it. Hold on to it, man.
Right? I'm telling you.
Small part of me was hoping for like some Mass Effect DLC, but I think that the team stopped working on it, so I'm kind of sad. I'm so sad.
They released that statement, said they kind of moved on and were done, right? So that was definitely unfortunate because, I mean, I know you loved that game. 100%.
So good, and it... Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all emotional again? We won't go there?
Now, in terms of Microsoft, they're up first tomorrow, right? They're one of the first press conferences.
Yeah.
So, what do we know about the Microsoft press conference right now?
Oh, I think they're talking about a bunch of scorpions or some shit like that.
They're releasing scorpions on stage and just letting them go into the crowd, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, count the scorpions, and that's going to be the price.
There you go.
So that's what everyone's waiting for. That's what everyone's waiting for from Microsoft is we want a price drop. There's been so much speculation ever since they started having, like, these mini spec conferences, you know, and showcases of the Scorpio in the last few months. And I'm like, okay, just tell me, man, so I can start, like, allocating, like, an entire month's worth of rent aside to buy this darn thing. You know, just lay it on me, whatever. Yep. So, I mean, that's the big thing that everyone's waiting for, that they can't not talk about since it's going to come out this year. Right. So the price thing is definitely that. So there's going to be a lot of hardware speak, just like when the X1 was announced a few years back. It's going to be all about the specs, and every single game that they present is going to be, you know, oh, we never would have been able to, like, make the game look this good without the power of Scorpio or Xbox 2 or Xbox 720 or Xbox or Y-Boy or whatever the hell they're going to change the name to. So, yeah. That's what I'm expecting.
It's funny that you said we're expecting a price drop, right? Because we actually got a price drop today. The Xbox One S starting tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
is $199. So yeah, it's not the Scorpio price, but like $200 for the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah, you know why they did that? Because they're gonna have to use that to leverage the price that they're gonna announce tomorrow, which is gonna look bad.
They've got to get through that inventory first of all, right? Like they don't want to be sitting on a ton of just Xboxes with the Scorpio coming out. But to be honest, going into that press conference, I had no expectation of anything cheaper than $499 for the Scorpio. US dollars. Now that the Xbox One S is only $199, do you think they do it? Do you think they drop to that magical $399 price point?
No.
No? Still no?
No.
Not a chance in hell.
Okay, not a chance in hell is like big words there, fella. No, I'm expecting to pay like 600 Canadian, so convert whatever 600 Canadian is in US and probably around like 500 something.
Okay.
So that's what I'm expecting. If they go lower than that, that's like really awesome. But at the same time, is the hardware really that good?
Right,
for it to be that low? Like if they're praising the hardware that much, and it's gonna be just that much more awesome than what we currently have on the market in terms of console hardware, I would be really surprised if it's $399.
Yeah,
let's face it. They're selling.
I agree.
They're selling like HTC Vives and like HoloLens for that price. You know.
Yep.
A console has to be more expensive than that. I'm not expecting $399. If it is, hells yeah, just saved more than I expected to pay. But I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like what, $550, even up to $600. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be kind of disappointed if it's up to that price. I'd be super disappointed, but like I wouldn't be surprised as a consumer who's been buying this expensive stuff. If it's supposed to be that amazing, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so your final guess on Scorpio price.
My final guess? Oh,
yes.
God. You think there's a chance it ends in something other than 99?
You know, it's tough, right? Like, you don't traditionally see it, but do they try it?
I don't know. Okay, so you're gonna say, like, $499?
I think $499 straight up is definitely what I think they're gonna roll with.
Yeah. I think I'd go with that price point because I really don't think it's gonna be as low as people expect it to be. But that's just me. Call me a pessimist, but
you damn pessimist.
I mean, we spend so much money on these things. I'm not surprised.
Right.
We're just gonna be stuck paying a shit ton of money on this as well.
Patty in the chat is saying $399 is her guess. She's gonna give it.
I would be more surprised if it was $400 than if it was $600.
No, I actually
yeah.
I'll disagree on that one. I think there's no chance in hell that it's $599 US. I truly believe. Phil Spencer went on record.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, $599 US I think is too high.
Yeah.
He went on record last year saying Scorpio is going to be powerful. It's going to be a luxury price. It's going to represent that with the costs. But it is not going to be at the astronomical price point that we have seen consoles in the past. Mm-hmm. And it was implied specifically that he was referring to that PS3 launch, right? Where it was $599 for hardware.
That's true. It was crazy. Yeah.
Wasn't even that much better than the Xbox 360. But
wait. I'm talking $599 with a Kinect or whatever the fuck we're gonna get.
Oh,
are they keeping Kinect?
With Kinect? Yeah, there's
Are
no
we
way
done with Kinect?
Kinect is dead. Kinect is
so
gone.
They're gonna have no camera thing in the new console?
Nope.
Zero.
No, not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll say
that's
the $499 then.
That's what I'm going with. There's no chance in hell.
Really? You think they're dropping the camera thing altogether?
I think they've given up on it.
Yeah?
I mean, they already said that they were opening up the Scorpio 1 extra gigabyte of RAM to go towards the games, right? Mike Ybarra went online and on Twitter and confirmed that. So where did that come from? Well, they have to have had that extra power reserved for something else in the past. Mm-hmm. So I have to imagine it came from using the Kinect.
Maybe.
So
think,
I'm thinking
yeah.
$4.99 US max.
So you think all the voice activation commands is now going to be just integrated into the console?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they definitely could have something small there. I don't think a camera, but they could have something where it's going to pick up your voice.
Yeah.
I
know a lot of people that are going to be sad if it doesn't have that anymore because, I mean, think of
the
console streamers, man.
Right, but we all already have Xboxes. Like, we already have one. It'll probably come with a port. You just move your damn Kinect over. I don't think that it is... They're not targeting the person who doesn't have an Xbox with the Scorpio, right? They're targeting the person that wants to be on the cutting edge of technology. They're people that got an Xbox day one.
Yeah.
That's what they're targeting.
Me! And you!
Right? Exactly. The crazy asses who are going to buy it regardless.
So I'll say, just to be different, I'll say, if you think that if there is a camera or something, and they're not dropping it by some damn reason, then jack the price up by $100. If not, $4.99 is probably realistic in that case.
Right.
Yeah. So we have a consensus, $4.99.
Right. That's where we're going. You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here.
Now, I want to talk about what do you think it's going to be named?
Oh, God, no.
We're going to do it.
First of all, if they go back to, Xbox 720 or something, that would be stupid. If they call it Xbox 2, it also sounds stupid. If they call it Xbox Zero, it's also going to sound stupid. There's so many options that just sound stupid.
Right.
And that's what people said when they announced the Xbox One. They're like, why is it called the One? It just sounds stupid.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be called. Honestly, at this point, I just want, a Scorpion on my console. I just want it to be called the Scorpio.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I just want, a badass-looking console with, a nice, decal of a Scorpion on top. My mind is set on that right now.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Xbox Scorpion. Not Scorpio, Scorpion.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, exactly.
They have gone on Twitter since the initial release of the name Project Scorpio, right? And they've been using that Scorpio emoji.
They've been pushing it so much, so it's got to stay in the Scorpion family. Or it's going to be called, the Xbox Stinger, or the...
Yes, that'd be the worst. That'd be so cheesy.
So many options are cheesy, so they really need to just stick with the Scorpio, because it's already, the Scorpio idea is already pre-sold in people's brains. So they need to just stick with it. Don't change it now, and because that would mean that tomorrow, the second that they announce it, all this Scorpion marketing is just gonna drop to the side, It's as of tomorrow, we're calling it the Xbox 720.
And that's why I think they're going with the Scorpion, because all along they've been using the Scorpio emoji. However, just 2 days ago, one of Mike Ybarra's tweets at Xbox Quick.
Oh, see, I don't like seeing all this stuff. Yeah.
What's that?
I'm I don't like seeing all this. I don't read into people's tweets and stuff. I want to genuinely be surprised. You're all over this shit.
Well, I just randomly caught it. I was just going through Twitter and I looked, and he just randomly used a Scorpion emoji.
Yeah.
Never had done it before, and I'm like, oh shit, is it gonna be the Scorpion?
It
for the first time I was seeing that, so that's where I think it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be Scorpio or Scorpion. Yeah, I think we're definitely on track there. And at this point, with all the marketing and exactly the brand is already established in people's brains. It's already ingrained in their brains. They're already associating the word Scorpio or Scorpion with Xbox. So just that part is already done. You don't need to redo it, just stick with what it is.
Totally.
So yeah, it would be silly to go with any other name.
So guys, you heard it here. Before the Microsoft press conference, we're confirming right now that it is going to be called the Xbox Scorpion, and it's going to be at $499.99.
And if it's not, if it's anything else, if it's above $4.99 and it's called the Xbox 2, just imagine me and Brutus going just slamming the table, you idiots.
The worst.
Yeah.
So what games do you want to see? We're talking about hardware a lot, but they got a lot of games to show.
They do have a lot of games to show. A lot of I don't know how much room there is in there for surprises. I mean, we're gonna get a new Forza. State of Decay was mentioned last E3, so we're gonna get more of that. What else? Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves. I'm really more and more excited because I've been participating in more and more alpha testings.
Okay.
Really enjoying it. That's gonna be just a blast, 4-person co-op, just causing mayhem on the seas, doing whatever the hell you want to do. So that's gonna be definitely a fun game. Tomorrow, they better say, okay, Cuphead, we've been talking about it forever. It's available right now, guys. They gotta drop Cuphead fucking tomorrow. They gotta do it. It's been so long.
So I guarantee we get one of those, but from Bethesda. We'll get to that later.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, but Bethesda, they've been doing that for a while now, haven't they?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I would love to see Cuphead available now, or at least hey, it's on game preview now, or something some sort of give us Cuphead for fuck's sake.
Or July 1st, guys, the wait is over. July 1st, Cuphead coming to consoles. Da 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 da. Yeah. Or totally. Exactly. The early access program, preview program, or something like that. It's gotta be. It's been so long, and if they don't drop something about Cuphead. I don't know what's blocking development or launch, but there's something that people don't know about that's limiting stuff moving forward with this because it's been a while.
It's already been playable at expos, a year ago.
Exactly.
So, where the hell is it?
Agreed. Totes. So, I don't know.
So beyond that, do you think they bust out the big guns? Do you think we see Halo 6 along with the Scorpio release?
Halo? What's a Halo?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. So how much... I'm not that big of a Halo follower. How much success did Halo 5 actually have?
I mean, it still sold like gangbusters. It wasn't the crazy release that Halo 2 was or anything like that. Yeah. But I don't think they expect it to be. But it's their one-trick pony. That is their first-party exclusive with a new console. I think they have to.
You think they have to?
I think, well, I don't think they have to, but I think it's a guarantee.
I think there's some other games that we have to have announced before Halo 6. There's a pipeline of stuff that we need sequels to before we need another Halo, in my opinion.
Totally.
I didn't get the impression that Halo 5 was that popular. I mean, I didn't hear about anybody, or I didn't see anyone on my friends list playing Halo for 6 months, post-launch. It seemed to be just when the shooter was launched, you played it until your friends stopped playing, and then you stopped playing. I didn't get the impression people played Halo 5 more than that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, if they do, cool. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't,
Right.
So, yeah. But aren't they working on a different Halo thing this time? No?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I could be mistaking it with something else, but weren't they working on a new type of Halo experience thing? I'll have to look into it, but I remember hearing wind of something. Could be totally wrong. But there's a bunch of other games I'm pretty sure we're going to get tomorrow.
Yeah, so I definitely think Forza 7 is going to be a game that we're going to see a ton of. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's going away anytime soon.
No. Crackdown, that's true. We're going to get more about Crackdown.
100%. Or at least we're going to see it, right? God knows we've seen it how many years of E3 in a row.
Oh, God. There's so many games we've seen so many E3s in a row.
Right.
God.
So I got a couple of long shots.
Oh.
Do you think Borderlands 3 gets announced, comes out?
I know so many people that'll soil their pants if it does.
I'm one of them.
I know.
I 100% am one of them. Do you think Skate 4 gets announced, even though it's an EA game and EA just had their press conference?
I think Skate 4 could be maybe one of the ones that should have been part of EA, but that they're keeping for console. That would be a holy crap, wow moment. I think Skate 4 could maybe be one of those. And I think it could be that, or it could be Borderlands 3. You think Borderlands would be announced during Microsoft?
I mean, Gearbox Software makes it. I don't think they have a press conference. If I had to guess, want to say it was more of a Microsoft title
Okay.
than it was a Sony title.
Okay.
So if it got announced, I would think it would be then.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's just me guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond that, do
Yeah.
you think Valve suddenly decides to make a video game once again, and we see the return of Left 4 Dead?
I don't know. Aren't Valve the one that also do Half-Life?
Yes, they are. We'll never see another Half-Life. God knows that. Like,
Well,
I've just given up that dream.
Like, same reasoning. I don't get the impression we'll ever see another,
Right.
like, Left 4 Dead, so...
Like, they're so busy with just running Steam, right? They make so much money on that. Why
That's
would they
it.
make another game?
Exactly, and all the esports stuff going on that side as well.
Right.
So,
totally.
I mean, I don't know. That would be a shocker. I think that would be really cool. Zombies are hot right now. Let's face it. I mean, it's true. Zombies are hotness right now, guys. So maybe, perhaps, but they already have like State of Decay 2, which is another zombies thing. There's that other one that's coming out on PlayStation there. What's it called?
Days Gone.
Days Gone. That's one I'm actually like. I don't own a PlayStation, but there's a bunch of PlayStation games that I just want to see more of. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But no, to answer your question, I'm not expecting much from Valve just because people need to stop expecting things from Valve.
Yeah,
Like, it's
zero
not
Valve
happening.
presence at this E3.
I mean,
Zero.
I would be surprised. Is that what? Yeah, there you go. That's what Chad is saying. I would be surprised.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
put your hopes and dreams towards more realistic goals, people.
100%. So moving on from Microsoft, unless you have anything else you think might pop up?
Wait, I'm going through my notes. Yeah. I have
All
3
right.
pages of notes right now. I don't know where it would be mentioned. Maybe it would be during the PC gaming show. It could be during PS4. It could be during X1 as well because it's coming to all consoles. Vampyr.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I want so much more. I want to learn so much more about this game. It looks so cool. Okay, so I'm going to read you what it says on vampyr/game.com. I'm just going to say Vampyr, okay? Don't judge me if I'm not pronouncing it right, because it's Vampyr.
Vampyr.
All right. London, 1918. You're a newly turned vampire. Dr. Jonathan Reed. As a doctor, you must find a cure to save the city's flu-ravaged citizens. As a vampire, you're cursed to feed on those you vowed to heal. Will you embrace the monster within, survive and fight against vampire hunters, undead Skal, and other monstrosities? Use your unholy powers to manipulate and delve into the lives of those around you to decide who will be your next victim. Struggle to live with your decisions. Your actions will save or doom London. So you gotta, like, save people, and you gotta, like, nibble on them, right? And you're a vampire. Is there anything cooler than vampires in video games? No, the answer is no. So...
And if you think so, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Like, vampires, the whole concept of vampires is just so freaking cool, and just the fact that you're gonna have to get to play one who's struggling with his humanity as well, but you also have to like embrace a vampire to consume and stay alive. I'm very excited with like the decisions that you're gonna have to make in this game. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It says available November 2017, so we're gonna hear something about this E3 for sure.
Yeah.
In one of the showcases.
You know what we're gonna hear?
Uh-oh. Don't say delay.
We're going to hear a release date delay. 100%. That's what we're going to hear.
Just to piss me off.
We need more time to work on the game. We know you guys love it, and that's the feedback we've gotten, and we just love it too. And we just want to make sure we present you with the most amazing game possible. So, look for Vampyr sometime in 2018.
You know, whatever. I crush your Left 4 Dead dreams, you crush my vampire dreams. Let's just move on, okay? I'm excited for that, and I, contrary to Left 4 Dead and Valve hopes, know that we're going to talk about this game in some form. So, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, Shadow of War, we're going to get some of that, too. It's a new,
I don't know where that's going to end up. Is that going to be Microsoft, PlayStation, whatever? But I'm so excited. The first Middle-earth game was great, and Shadow of War looks even better.
Yeah. So, so finishing off our Microsoft section of the podcast, what is the Microsoft thing that you want to hear the most about?
I want to...
One thing. Pick
No,
and choose.
period. I want to hear the most about Scorpio. I mean, I do. Like, it's how many years? Like, we've been talking about it. It's time.
Yeah.
Let me see Scorpio. Let me see it in action. Show me what it does. I've seen the chip. I've seen the specs. Show me the power of the Scorpio.
See, I'm not even at that point. Like, I'm buying it regardless. I'm such a sucker. So, like, all I want is, like, informational purposes to know how much I put on my credit card. But other than that, like, I know it's going to be talked about, so I'm not that excited about it, but I do want to just know more about it. I'm more excited for, like, a launch date, for example, on Sea of Thieves and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, you know what I'm most excited for at Microsoft? The new game that no one knows about yet. That we're going to find out tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's what I'm most excited about.
You know they're going to drop one of those.
Yeah, because other than that, the list, I'm like, meh, you know?
Yep.
Nah, I know, like, Destiny 2 I'm looking forward to, but that's going to be during PlayStation, so I'm most excited for the new game that Microsoft's going to drop tomorrow, or, like, the new really cool tearjerker. There you go, that one. I'm most excited for the tearjerker, the Microsoft tearjerker of the year. Last year it was Ori and the Blind Forest, and then it was Unravel. So I'm excited for the Microsoft tearjerker this year.
Yeah, fair enough. There's always one, right? There really is.
There really is one.
Those heartstrings.
Exactly. It looks gorgeous. You see, like, the little developer come on stage and be all shy and, like, twiddling his thumbs, and everyone's like,
Do we get an Ori 2?
No. I want a new one.
You want a new IP? Screw sequels.
Yeah, I want.
It's been done.
Yeah, I played as a little yarny thingy. I played as, like, this weird bouncy creature thing that pissed me off and always kept dying in a bunch of thorns. I want a new character that's gonna make me cry like a baby.
So if sequels were to never ever happen, we'd have never got Mass Effect 2. That's all I'm saying on that subject.
Not the same. God, it's not the same. You're talking, like, AAA title series versus, like, little indie stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So moving over to Bethesda, the next company to have a press conference. We've already got some stuff confirmed that they said would be at the E3 press conference, right? Like, they're going to talk about Elder Scrolls Legends. It was just released. So that's something
the card
that
game.
I'm interested in seeing more. I don't know about you, Snooze.
Like the card game? I have it downloaded on my desktop, ready to play. I just haven't gotten around to it because you keep insisting on playing Hearthstone.
Hey, what's wrong with Hearthstone?
I'm ready to, like, try the Elder Scrolls. I was gonna try it this morning, and Max is like, "Did you do your Hearthstone quest today?" I'm like, "Well, no, I was maybe gonna try. Well, you should do your quest every day, babe." I'm like, okay. So I know Elder Scrolls is just sitting there waiting for me to get bored of Hearthstone.
That's so good. Pretty sure they're gonna talk about a new Wolfenstein. We're pretty sure they're gonna talk about The Evil Within 2. Other than that, Bethesda's kind of up for grabs. No one really knows.
Dude, they're calling it Bethesda Land. Okay, have you seen the Bethesda poster?
No.
They're calling it Bethesda Land, and there is, like, every game that they've talked about in the last, like, 2 or 3 years, or that they've launched, or whatever, has a little section on this Bethesda Land poster. Including Doom. I want a Doom 2. I know
you don't think it'll be more Doom DLC?
No. I mean, my brain does, but my heart doesn't. I get very passionate when it comes to Bethesda conferences, okay? Ever since they announced that they had, like, a separate conference, you know, Bethesda, and they weren't just announcing stuff within console conferences anymore, I've been like, oh. And when they announced Doom the first time, I was just so excited. And it had a great story. It played amazingly. It was a beautiful game. I still go back once in a while and play the multiplayer. It's just a fun game. So I'm really hoping for a sequel. So yeah. So there you go. That's probably my very unrealistic dream, is that we get a Doom 2, because I don't think that we are, but I'd like to, from Bethesda.
What I think Bethesda's gonna do, and they're gonna troll us. They're gonna troll us so hard.
They're good at it. They do it in an entertaining way.
They are going to show a bunch of Elder Scrolls cinematics and show us everything we've done in Skyrim and talk about all the things to do in Tamriel far and wide.
And then they're going to drop the bomb.
Release a mobile version of Elder Scrolls, just like they did with Fallout. And the whole audience is going to groan, and it's going to be available now. And after they play it a little bit, they'll get applause. And then they will mic drop, and here comes Elder Scrolls 6. I think that's what happens.
That is the number one thing I want from E3.
Yeah.
I want an Elder Scrolls 6. If it's 2 years down the line, I don't care. Just give me like a teaser of like a mage manipulating like a fireball or something.
Yes,
Just give me. Sorry, I couldn't go through a podcast without using the word ball. But I just need like one little blip, like that 22 seconds we got of Anthem today. I just need that for Elder Scrolls 6. No more. Just that, so that I have a bit of like something to like go on.
I would love that tease to happen though. Like, get our hopes up, crush our dreams, and then bring us back from the brink. And oh man, that would be so good. That's how I want them to do it. Bethesda, if you're listening, adjust your press conference.
I mean, I'm sure they are. Hi,
yeah,
Bethesda.
they're here live right now. What's up, guys? How are you? So do I think Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna happen? Gonna get announced? I don't know. If it were, that'd be great.
We need to do 2 sections of this podcast. We need to do what does your brain think and what does your heart think.
Right?
My heart
brain says
yes.
all the things that I know and love will not happen.
Hey, but you're going to hear all about the Scorpio.
Yeah, we are. So, I mean, not much to talk about in Bethesda. They're rumored to be working on a new IP. Maybe we see that. I believe it's called Starfire or something similar.
Okay.
So maybe we see that pop in, maybe not. Maybe it's a little too early. I definitely think we see that mobile release of Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Someone suggested the name Dwemer Halls, just like Fallout Shelter, something like that. Base building and all that jazz. So what do you think? What do you got for Bethesda other than Doom 2?
I want Elder Scrolls 6 and I want more Doom stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
that's me. I think it's really cool that they're doing another Evil Within. Because from what I saw, people who enjoyed that game really enjoyed that game. Same goes for Wolfenstein. They're 2 games I've never played. However, I think it's cool that they're coming out with sequels for those game series. I think that's very cool. Evil Within is like an interesting concept and the horror genre is just on fire right now.
Right,
I don't know if you've
course.
noticed. It's on fire, especially with all the VR stuff coming out. The horror genre is just gonna just keep lifting off in years to come because a horror experience as 3D is just so much more interesting. So I definitely see we're going to see more of that. But yeah.
I think they definitely show a little bit of Fallout VR as well now that you mention it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because they already announced that, right?
Yeah, they talked about that last E3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the word I hear a lot talked about when they talk about Wolfenstein and Evil Within, just underrated, right? People just, it maybe didn't get out there and maybe... I don't know. I have no idea on what the game sold or the statistics of that, but just an underrated game that maybe not a lot of people have gone out and played. To me, it's not a surprise. It's a Bethesda game. Like, it's going to be good. You know that. So it shouldn't be surprising people that they're good games.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited that they're bringing out more. So, taking us over to Ubisoft, first and foremost, the thing that I am most excited for about the entire Ubisoft press conference is that Aisha Tyler is not hosting. Thank you, Ubisoft. Thank you. Because if she said one more cringeworthy saying that made me just want to turn off E3, I don't know if I could take it.
You know, she's got quite the mouth, like quite the potty mouth. She's known for being like the potty mouth presenter of E3.
It's just unbearable with her. I'm so glad she's gone. I'm glad I had to say that. I had to get out the way.
Yeah.
So, good decision, Ubisoft. Good on you.
It's going to be hosted by devs this year, not by her.
Yes. Awesome. Cool.
But yeah, thank God. Because if you look at any, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the E3 bingo cards. Oh man, we need to like get one of those going on for tomorrow or something. Any of these E3 bingo cards, all of them has every time Aisha Tyler drops an F-bomb, take a drink. Every single E3 bingo card had that. So thank God that we're not going to have that anymore.
Right.
Very,
Absolutely.
very excited to move on to actual devs on stage. Even though she brought a certain flair and a certain comedy to the whole E3 event.
I
So
think
we're
as
just gonna
time
go back to
went on,
awkward
though,
devs.
I think as time went on, though, she just got so played out that I was like, I'm over you. I'm done with it.
I'm breaking up with you, Aisha, okay? I'm so done with you.
But getting into the games that they're going to bring to the table. I mean, obviously, we have to see Far Cry 5. Yes, they've dropped the trailer. Yes, they've given us the release date, but we've got to see it. We've got to see gameplay. We've got to see, hopefully, live gameplay with someone showing us what this looks like in that rural Montana area.
Because we already have a lot of like cutscene graphics and stuff like that. Like they presented a whole bunch of characters. Like they already presented in their separate trailers the barmaid, the guy who operates the plane with the Gatling gun, the priest. Like they already showcased all these different people plus the main trailer. I think they have 1 or 2 trailers out now.
Right.
So I mean they got some stuff out there ready. We need some gameplay for sure.
Right.
I agree.
So that, I think, might even be what they lead with.
Mm-hmm.
It would not surprise me.
You think they're leading with it? I'm going to call that they close with Far Cry.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll get to what I think they'll close with later on. But then, we got to talk about South Park. It has had how many freaking delays? Like, show us the damn game. Show us it live. Same thing. Show us gameplay. Show us someone playing it while watching it at the same time so that we can see it's a damn finished product and won't be delayed again. We've put too much faith into South Park at this point for you to not reward our good faith.
Like, I have cared so much about this new South Park game. At this point, if it's delayed again, like, just cancel it. For real, like, I'm so done. I am so done with these damn delays. Get your shit together. Get a timeline. Get a better project manager to, like, plan this stuff out and have stuff happen at the moment when it's supposed to happen. But, like, give me a firm release date or just cancel it. Like,
I mean, I think they have at this point, right? They've said October 17th is the release date.
Uh-huh. That's what they said last year.
Yeah, enough, right?
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
So you're breaking up with South Park. I'm breaking up with Aisha Tyler. Got it. That's where we're at today. But yeah, they have to, right?
I mean, they have to talk about it, and they're gonna like do it in a comedic way, because obviously if they had Aisha Tyler as a host, I mean, they're gonna be doing this stuff in like a comedic way, right?
I mean, potentially Trey Parker and Matt Stone will come on stage and talk about it, right?
Oh god, yeah, and they're gonna be like, hey guys, haha, we delayed it, haha, cringy joke, one after another, but we heard you guys. We're gonna give you a release date. Cringy joke. Haha, buddy, air fist, you know? Oh, 1 second. Brutus, your camera froze in, like, the best possible way. Oh, man. Okay, I think you're good. You froze in, like, a... It's pretty good.
Oh, no. That's awful. Oh, no! I see it on camera. The worst, please. It's terrible.
Oh, it's great. What are you talking about?
Oh, that was awful.
No.
And then getting into the game, I think they're going to close with Assassin's Creed. It's now leaked. Origins is the name of it.
I think it's going to be the other way around. But, I mean, just to be different, you know.
Origins Assassin's Creed?
No, I mean they're gonna open with Assassin's Creed and close with Far Cry. Even though they have liked in the past to close with Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins, the best kept secret of E3, right?
There's already like hard marketing out there. There's a pre-order card at Target right now showing the game, the title, the box art, everything.
I feel like everyone who works in retail knows everything about this game.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
But yeah, so they're gonna sell it. Guys, we heard the community, you know, we revamped the series. We're coming out with Assassin's Creed Origins. It's gonna be different. We reinvented the gameplay and the style. It's not gonna be the same thing like year after year like it was before. We listened to you. And it's going to be so much better this time. It's going to be it's going to be the same goddamn thing, but you're jumping off a pyramid.
With a real eagle versus Eagle Vision.
No, I'm sure they are going to reinvent some key elements because they need to. But, I mean, yeah. That's obviously been the issue that everyone's aware of with Assassin's Creed games. Other than, like, the melting faces of some games, in particular. Unity. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, huh?
But yeah, they're gonna sell like a whole, we're reinventing the series. I really hope that they don't get back into the period of releasing one every year. Every 2 years is cool, man, for a game.
Yeah.
Every 2 years
Give it
is
some
totally
time
cool.
to breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Give your fan base some time to breathe as well.
Also true, yeah. I think Syndicate is still in the packaging in my game cabinet right now.
Oh, you own it and you haven't played it yet?
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, dear God.
So beyond that, what's left for Ubisoft?
What's left for Ubisoft? I mean, Ubisoft. I would be like thrilled if they announced a new Rayman. I love Rayman.
Yeah.
I love Rayman so much. I think that
Totally.
would be cool. Or maybe just like a Rayman classics. You know, it'd be really cool, like a classic Rayman, like Rayman 1, Rayman 2, kind of remastered package. That would be sick. That's probably not going to happen,
Coming
but I
with the
think
whole
that would
collection.
be, yeah, like a classics revamp or a remaster. Rayman 2 was amazing.
I think you're not probably very far off because PlayStation's going to have their Crash Bandicoot remaster probably showing up, and that would be some sort of answer on a multi-platform level for Xbox to maybe push for.
Yeah.
So that would be something interesting to have happen.
Yeah, I think that would be quite cool. Hopefully, that's definitely something that I would put in like my dream category of it's maybe not gonna happen because I know they're so focused on their Rabbids and everything lately.
Right.
Sadly, kind of bouncing off to the Nintendo thing, since Rabbids and what they're doing, like a Rabbids and Mario type universe RPG type game.
Yes.
It's kind of like, I don't know if Ubisoft is collaborating on that project, but I presume they are since there's Rabbids in there. Not sure. But I'm actually kind of excited to learn more about that. I mean, you give me a Mario game that has RPG elements. That could be super interesting. Rabbids
Right.
is going to be in there probably to go get, like, the kids. Oh,
That's lethal.
ouch. Well, bye-bye, Snooze. So, yeah. So, maybe, like, just not necessarily a new Rayman game, but just something to show that they're still putting some energy into the Rayman series. I think that would be cool. I love Rayman. And, yeah, exactly what they're doing with Crash Bandicoot. Maybe it inspired them to do the same with some Rayman games. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I love my Rayman. Glowboxes, bae.
Ubisoft, beyond that, you know, they generally have a shorter press conference. That might be all we see. We might get some teasers on future IPs that,
You're gonna get a Just Dance. You're gonna get,
Do we see more Watch Dogs?
Watch Dogs 2 is supposed to be not that bad, right? I hope
Yeah,
not.
but
I mean, maybe you're gonna
do
get
we
like
see
some.
even more.
Maybe you're gonna get some Watch Dogs DLC. Maybe. I'm pretty sure. Rainbow. Oh my god, I can't stop playing this game. Rainbow Six. You're probably gonna get like year 3 announcement content of Rainbow Six, or just more DLC because there's still characters that need to come out for Rainbow Six Siege.
Really? I didn't realize that they were still... I mean, I know they were still supporting it, but you think there's enough to support it with content a full 3 years after?
Well, they had year 1, right? And now
Right.
now we're on year 2. Year 2 launched in December. So we're only halfway through the year, and we only had like one DLC so far. So we need another DLC because there was a whole year 2 season pass. So
Right.
you need more than like one DLC package in there. So I'm expecting at least one more DLC package, and who knows, maybe... I'm not expecting... A lot of people are hoping for like a new Rainbow Six game. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that they're still putting a lot of energy into the current Rainbow Six Siege game. They're still kind of enforcing the community and the competitive aspect of it a lot. Mm-hmm. So I think they're just going to keep focusing on that and maybe go up to like a year 3 content, and maybe next E3 they'd maybe announce a new Rainbow Six.
Do you think we see Season 2 of The Division or Division 2?
Okay, well, how was the first part of Division sold? Did they call it like year 1 content? Did they call it season 1? Or did they just call it... They just called it like a season pass.
I believe so.
Yeah, they didn't call it... No, I think we're probably closer to like a Division 2 than a season 2 of Division.
Right.
I mean, in my opinion. I'd be more interested in them redoing a Division game and kind of building on the flaws that the first game had.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what Battlefront is doing between Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, like listening to what their community wants, and they want more endgame content at launch. So I feel like what they messed up on The Division, the game was good. It just had no endgame, and they did have endgame, but they added it too late post-launch.
That's fair.
In my opinion. Yeah. So I think that they can't kind of compensate for that lack of content at launch. So if anything, they need to focus on a new game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be this E3. It could. If it is cool, I'd probably be interested, honestly.
Right.
But, I mean, and if they're not gonna announce a new one, it might be next year, and maybe they're just gonna announce some like new content to like keep putting some focus on the game and everything, but not really gonna care too much.
Right.
Because I tried going back to that game after they released the real end game content that should have been there at launch, and I couldn't get sucked back into it. It wasn't there. It still felt like an empty game.
Okay.
Once your character was like leveled and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely had a foundation. It definitely, I feel, had a foundation
and
to
the
build
idea was cool. The whole Dark Zone thing was awesome. It was really, really cool. Mm-hmm. But I think they need to use that to launch a better sequel.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's me. I don't know how much you played at Division.
A fair amount. I enjoyed it. Again, I felt like it was something to build off of, but not necessarily the full, true game that I was looking for. They definitely have opportunity to improve on it and build with the next game in this in the series.
Agreed, my friend. So what's left? PlayStation?
Moving on, we're going over to Sony. What do they bring to the table? First and foremost, I think Kojima has went on and confirmed that Death Stranding will not be showing up at this year's E3.
No.
So that weird teaser that we got with Norman Reedus and the baby on the beach and the oil and the weirdness, he confirmed it's just Kojima-ass Kojima, right? Like 100%. Yep, I know who made that game, 100%.
So really, they confirmed it's not going to be presented or talked about at all.
Kojima himself confirmed that.
No way. Really?
Yes.
Why? It's probably like the most hyped game for Sony right now.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't know that. I'm surprised because I was actually excited to learn more about this and like, what's with the oily baby?
Right. So, maybe that just meant Kojima wasn't bringing anything. He wasn't showing up. Maybe Sony does kind of show it off in their own way because
just as like a follow-up.
Yeah, so who knows? I'm not sure where they're going to go with that, but as of right now, I don't have high hopes for it being there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whatever day they present.
Mm-hmm. So here's where I'm at. So everyone knows that, like, I play on Xbox, right? So you would presume that I would be, like, more excited for Xbox. I'm equally excited for, like, the Xbox conference as I am for the Sony conference because even though, like, I play on Xbox, I watch streams of PlayStation games. Like, I've watched a playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn. I've watched a playthrough of Bloodborne. I've watched a playthrough of a bunch of stuff on PlayStation of Until Dawn, which Tixter, for example, recently played. Because I don't have the console, but these games all seem to have really interesting stories. So I'm really interested in what Sony's going to announce just because that's going to be, like, my viewing material for the next year.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm really excited to watch someone play Bloodborne 2. I'm really excited to watch someone play Days Gone. Spider-Man could be the game that makes me buy a PlayStation.
Right? Yeah.
It could.
I'm going to go on record now and say I truly believe Sony's got the better exclusives.
This year for sure. 100%. 100%. Last of Us 2. Super excited to watch someone play that,
Yes. That new Detroit Become Human game that we got a weird glimpse of last year. That could be there showing up maybe a little bit further.
Yeah, because we don't know what that's about, right? We just kind of got this weird lady walking these plastic case people weird thing that we don't know what the actual plot of that game is going to be.
Yeah. Your dialogue makes choices that shapes the environment, Telltale-esque.
That's it. So,
that's all we know.
So I'm very excited for the PlayStation conference, and I think it's on Monday, so I think I'm actually going to be able to host it. I think it's Monday evening.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that, to be honest. I thought God of War...
That's right. We'll see more of that. So,
okay, God of War and Spider-Man together could be the games that make me buy a PlayStation. They could. Just because Insomniac, yum. Spider-Man, I have enjoyed so many Spider-Man games. Before Xbox One, I was on I was on PlayStation stuff, right? So I love the Spider-Man games.
It was weird, right? Cuz Insomniac's last game was the Xbox exclusive Sunset Overdrive.
That's true.
Right?
Was that the last one?
I believe. I don't know of a new Insomniac game since then. And then they've suddenly switched over making a PlayStation exclusive. So That was
where the money
definitely a
is,
big
man.
get for them. Yeah, oh no, for sure. No doubt.
But yeah. I think that's cool. I think that what the team did with Sunset Overdrive was really cool. I still believe that Sunset Overdrive deserves a sequel, even though I don't think it's ever going to happen because they didn't make a lot of money on it because bad launch timing and stuff. But Spider-Man looks sick. It looks like it plays amazing. I'm sure Spider-Man is gonna like blow everyone away at the PlayStation conference. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's gonna be the one they're gonna be closing the day with. And because also, I mean, I'm sure you're gonna have an actor from the new Spider-Man movie that's gonna come on stage. That's maybe gonna talk about Spider-Man because it's coming out like next week. Like what perfect coincidental coincidence? I can't English right now. Coincidental timing. But yeah, so I think Spider-Man's gonna steal the show, and Spider-Man, in my book, could possibly steal E3. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. And our hearts. So I'm pretty excited.
Sony's got a lot to bring to the table. That's a huge game.
Yeah, very excited. Yep. So I'm looking forward to PlayStation, believe it or not. So I'm gonna try and host that one live too. What about is there any? You own a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to?
Plugging it in.
So okay. So your PlayStation is like your Netflix box or something? Yeah.
No. I just literally haven't played it in a very long time.
It's a TV
I think
stand.
This upcoming year of exclusives is gonna be a big time reason that I do plug it back in and start to play.
And you got a capture card now, so you got to stream that shit for me because I want to see some PlayStation games being played. All you PlayStation owners, you gotta entertain me.
Yes, there you go. So yeah, I think definitely Bloodborne 2 is something that might show up.
Yeah.
That I'd be pretty excited to see. Because they've already confirmed that Dark Souls is pretty much done as a team. They weren't going to be making any more of those, or it's not the next game that they're working on or whatever. Okay. So Bloodborne 2. It's not Dark Souls, but it's the same team, so I absolutely expect that to make an appearance.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bloodborne 2 is like an announced appearance that we're all expecting as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Hey.
Well, he doesn't play it, you know? While we're talking about PlayStation, big time shout out for Tixter also. He's sending me a copy of Far Cry Primal, so he's alone is giving me a reason to play it. So I'm very excited for that. Like I said on a previous podcast, I never played Primal, and this is a great way for me to jump into it.
There you go. Snoozing it forward, as he said.
Snoozing it forward
there
for sure. Beyond Sony now, the last press conference I think we're going to talk about is Nintendo.
For some reason, I thought you were saying
thoughts?
Beyonce.
Beyonce is going to roll out and talk about Spider-Man.
Nintendo.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know about you, but Nintendo conferences have been so like awkward and cringy for me. Yeah. They've been very awkward. Let's face it. The one where they did like this robot chicken type thing with like Reggie. It was like, what are you doing to my brain? But I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff from Nintendo as well. Not expecting any Zelda. Oh, maybe Zelda DLC. Actually, yeah, we're supposed to get Breath of the Wild DLC, aren't we?
That I didn't even know about that.
I think we are. So maybe we're gonna get some of that. That Super Mario Odyssey thing looks awesome. The new Mario game. Know anything about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
I think that's gonna show up. Probably, a Switch exclusive.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. That one's gonna show up. We didn't get any release date when they announced it, back in like the whole Switch announcement thing. But oh man, I'm gonna die again, aren't I? Yep.
I really misplayed that for sure, but yeah, you're still gonna lose.
I'm still gonna lose so hard.
Unless you just drew kill command, you're gonna lose. Oh my god, are you serious? You just won based on that top deck. I hate you.
Yes, I won.
I misplayed. I had an Eviscerate in hand. I should have beat you in the last. I never played it.
That's okay.
But sorry guys, getting back to Nintendo there. So yeah, definitely a new Mario Odyssey for the Switch. I think new Smash Bros. Shows up for the Switch as well.
Oh, you
They
think?
have to. Yeah, I definitely think it's it's a key title for them. It's a new console. They've got to put it on there.
Well, I feel like there's so much that they announced back when they announced the Switch and its lineup of games, and so little of those games have become available since then. I mean, ARMS is coming out soon, right? And we're seeing commercials about that everywhere right now. So I know the ARMS is coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And but I feel like they're just gonna continue building on more information on all these games that were announced for the Switch but that haven't come out yet. So yeah, like Super Mario Odyssey, that RPG Mario type game. Super Mario Odyssey, if they do with like a game that's in the same style as Super Mario 64, what they did to like Zelda for what they did for Breath of the Wild, that game can be insanely cool. Mm-hmm. It can be really cool. If they do like a more open world type experience.
Like truly reimagine Mario, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like they did with Zelda, you know? They took a more linear, kind of closed off world to a more open world that you can do anything in any order. If they do the same kind of principle to a Super Mario game, dude, just bring on the buckets of drool. Oh, man. Oh, man. That could be very cool.
And then I think they're going to continue doing their little retro releases. And we're going to see the mini SNES.
You're so stuck on that.
I'm cranky about it. Like,
I don't think so.
Why'd you discontinue the mini NES?
You're just salty. Like, you're just salty, so you're just giving yourself false hopes to compensate for the saltiness in your mind.
No, it's honestly, like, it's going to make me mad when I see the mini SNES, to be honest. Like, it's the only thing that's going to upset me about E3, is if they're like, yep, we killed the NES, so here's the SNES, and next year's the N64, and the year after that's the GameCube, and I'll be like, screw you guys. I'm so mad.
Would you be more mad if they didn't announce anything about that little console line, or if they announced a mini SNES? I don't think we're going to hear shit about it. I really don't. I feel like they just launched a console. They just launched a console. They're going to put all their focus on this console that they still have so many games to talk about for that console.
Yeah. I still think they do it.
You're so wrong.
We will see. I'll bet you a beer on it.
I don't think that there will be. I think that there's so many room, so there's so much room for sequels to these crazy awesome Nintendo series. We're gonna get some more. There's a new Sonic game coming out, right? So we're gonna get.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there is. We're gonna get some Sonic. They're gonna talk about that ARMS game that's released. I'm sure that ARMS game is gonna be released, just because they're gonna have two people on stage with like a Switch on each side, and they're both gonna be like duking it out on stage or something. There's gonna be like a live awkward thingy that they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's gonna be DLC for Breath of the Wild. They already have a lot to talk about. They have 2 Mario games to talk about. They have probably a whole bunch of other little indie games to talk about with the Switch. They're going to talk about how the Switch has performed so far, how it's one of our best launches in history, yada 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 yada. I don't think they're going to focus on another console.
You think they save it for like a direct or something?
Yeah. I mean, how was the mini NES announced?
Can't remember now. I want to say you're right. I want to say it's a direct.
I think it was. Memory. I think it was like a separate thing. I don't think it was announced during E3. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Hello. And I mean, they have. I think if anything, they're gonna announce some more stuff for. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. Are they still focusing on 3DS? Beef up
that Switch lineup for sure.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be like 90% of it's gonna be the Switch lineup. Are they still doing stuff for the 3DS? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new Pokemon coming out for the 3DS.
Oh, that's it.
Ultra
they're redoing
Sun and Ultra Moon.
That's it. They're kind of revamping like Ultra editions of Sun and Moon. There's that.
But also, like, you're coming out with a new Pokemon and it's not on the Switch. Fuck you.
If I can get one day, I'm gonna get that Pokemon MMO, and I'm gonna love it so much. In the meantime, I gotta play like this walk around out in the park and catch Pokemon app game to satisfy my need.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, chat's awesome right now. So, like, new Fire Emblem, that would be great. New F-Zero would be cool.
Super Mario RPG 2, that would be a fun game to play, for sure.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be another Super Mario RPG 2, just because they've been saying that this Mario
Odyssey. Yeah.
Not even Odyssey. Like this Mario and Rabbids crossover is gonna have RPG elements in it.
Ah, that's right.
So I think that's probably where it's gonna go.
That's fair. Yeah. I'll take anything involving an RPG on any console, pretty much at any time.
I see that.
So
Nintendo announces Dragon Age. Brutus Force loses his shit.
Yeah. Brutus finds Switch. Brutus buys Switch. Brutus waits patiently.
PlayStation and Xbox 2 accumulate dust.
Yes. So, that probably brings us to a close of the press conferences. Snooze, what are your top 3 things you need to see? You need to see these things.
3? I gave you 4. You're asking me to cut one out already.
Oh, man.
I gave you 4 for the podcast outline.
Oh, I noticed.
Bastard. I gotta pick and choose now. I want Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
I want an Elder Scrolls 6. I want that Skyrim goodiness feel.
Scale of 1 to 10. How do you think it's gonna happen?
Just stop testing me. You're putting so much pressure. How much do I think it's gonna happen realistically?
Yes.
10 being there's a leak in 3 seconds. 1 being not even gonna hear a thing about it.
Yeah, totally.
Elder Scrolls 6. I'm gonna go like 6.5.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going with a digit.
So not quite a long shot, but
a stretch. Yeah, it would be like a stretch announcement, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah. We're not talking about it really because we're not really in that world. But there's going to be like a PC gaming show, right? That's going to be happening as well. So right. I would be hoping that they're going to talk a bit more about this thing that was announced in the last few weeks, this Magic the Gathering MMO. I want to hear more about that. I am a huge Magic the Gathering fan.
You were tweeting about that.
I know. In most games that I play, like, I try and imitate, like, a Chandra build because, like, Chandra's my girl, man. She's just so hot! Pun intended.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I want to hear more about that. That's being made by Cryptic Studios in collaboration with Wizards of the Coast, the guys that make the card game. And you're going to be
good.
Yeah, you're going to be able to experience what it's like to play as a planeswalker, I believe, or you're going to get like to know more about the history of the planeswalker. I'm very excited. I want to learn more about that. I hope that we do because it was like a recent announcement. I'm thinking that we might. Right. These are the same people that make Neverwinter, so hopefully they stay away from Neverwinter's horrible flaws. So yeah. So what I say, Elder Scrolls 6, Magic the Gathering MMO, and Hand of Fate 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hand of Fate 2 is definitely up there for me. It is
that could show up at like the ID at Xbox like presentation that they lump stuff together in too as well.
I don't care where it shows up in. Like I just want to hear about it. I want like an official release date because I think it's supposed to release in 2017. On Steam it says coming 2017. We got a trailer back in September 2016 and they showed gameplay at last E3. So all we're missing is an actual release date, and I think they just need to confirm, hopefully, that it's coming to console. If not, I'll play it on PC, for sure.
I mean, the first one came to console. They have to release the second on console as well, right?
Yeah, I don't think it came to console right away, though. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think there was a delay. Anyways, but yeah, for sure, I totally want to play Hand of Fate 2. That's still one of my favorite, non-AAA title game that I've played on console. It's just so cool, and I'm sure that they're gonna build on like the fighting mechanics that were kind of wonky at times, and I think the universe is supposed to be like a little bigger. So they had some gameplay footage. You guys can go check out the trailer. It is the dealer's revenge. So he's kind of like all burnt after you kick the shit out of him in the first game. So he comes back to kick your ass, and it's so cool. The whole concept of that game is still very, very neat. So yeah, Hand of Fate 2, Elder Scrolls 6. Magic the Gathering MMO. Hand of Fate 2, I think that's honestly like a 9 out of 10. We're gonna hear something about it.
Yeah, I think at this point you're right. I mean, it's been a year, and it's not this huge AAA title that's gonna need years and years and years. So it should be pretty close, I would think.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering MMO. It was just announced, so maybe they don't have anything to show yet. So I think I'm gonna go with like a 6, that we actually have anything They might just mention it or talk about it or show a quick, like, still image clips about it. I don't think they're going to have any actual, like, gameplay or trailer or cutscene to show us.
Right.
And the fourth one was Doom 2, but I think that's like a 2 out of 10. What about you?
So for me, I mean, I know we're going to see some stuff that I am excited about. Like, we're going to see more Destiny 2. We didn't talk about that on the podcast today, but we're going to see that.
Yeah, well, we talked about a lot about it. We know how hyped we are, and like from the previous podcast,
But things that I want and I need to see to feel complete as a human being. First, I got to see the Scorpio. I want to see in, out, everything, and I know I'm going to see that. Like, we're 100%. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've got to see the power of what I'm getting. I'm going to buy it either way, but I want to see what we get for our money. And I want to see that price point be $4.99.99 or less. I don't think it can be $1 over that. So that's my concern, because I really think they are setting themselves up for disaster otherwise. Especially with a $200 Xbox out, I don't think you can push that any higher than $4.99.
Yeah.
I want to see Borderlands 3. I'm going to put that at like 7. That's
7?
Borderlands.
Really?
Yeah, I think
high?
it's probably going to happen. I think it's probably going to happen. Because Gearbox hasn't talked about much for very long.
That's true.
They haven't done a whole lot, and they're always staying busy, even if you don't hear from them. So I think it's about time we get something. And my long shot that I'm going to put at a 4 is Elder Scrolls 6.
At a 4?
I would love... Yeah, I definitely think it's on the more probably not going to happen end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they're working on it? Totally, because they'd be foolish not to be.
Yeah.
But do I think it's actually going to show up this year? I don't think so.
At least a hint about it or something. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
A little nod and a wink, maybe. Something like that, right?
We know that there's going to be some Elder Scrolls. I mean, we know they're going to talk about Elder Scrolls Legend. We know that they're going to talk about Morrowind, which was literally just released. So we know that there's going to be Elder Scrolls talk. Now, whether or not they kind of like drop the mic and at the end of talking about all the existing Elder Scrolls stuff, I think it's still a possibility.
You know, all they would have to do is to just flash a title on screen. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. Zero. Just a title. Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean,
and then it closes. And he just walks off stage. He doesn't even say a word.
That's it.
And we would shit our collective pants.
Exactly. Oh, one thing we didn't talk about, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk.
I think that will not be showing up, because they just had an issue where some older, out-of-date material was basically gotten into the wrong hands and is now being like held at ransom. And they explicitly said, hey, we're not dealing with those assholes. You're going to hear about Cyberpunk when we're ready to tell you about Cyberpunk.
Okay.
But if you see any leaks or anything like that, unless it comes from us, just forget about it. So I think if they were getting ready to show us more, they would have probably said, hey, we're going to have more to show real soon. Or more to show real soon. That's how those words work.
Yeah.
So I don't think it shows up. I am excited about it, though. We've definitely spent time talking about it previously, and I'm looking forward to it.
Because I know that before the EA conference today, I was kind of watching IGN do like their pre-conference show, right? Mm-hmm. And they were showing a trailer of it, basically. And yeah, they had like the cyberpunk type trailer where you see the girl get like a scratch on her cheek. I think it's a trailer we've already seen.
Right.
Yeah. And at the end, it just says like to be released like when we're ready. You know?
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So yeah, so what we already know, basically. But maybe maybe there'll be mention of it somewhere.
Yeah, and again, because IGN and a lot of the game publishers, they have a little bit more information at hand than we do. So maybe it does show up. Maybe they already have plans for it coming in tomorrow, or the day after, wherever it shows up in a press conference.
Yeah, there's always like 1 or 2 games during E3 where it's like, oop, blip, blip, we're working on this, title, bye-bye.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On to FIFA, which is what they did on like EA today or something. Oh no, on to NBA. 20 seconds of Anthem. Oh yeah, Anthem. Right. So yeah, so there you go.
So, everyone, that is going to bring this podcast to a close. That's our special edition E3 pre-show podcast. All throughout playing some Hearthstone, I think we were pretty even as per usual, right? We never end up getting too far ahead of one another in this game. We never do. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in live, watching, listening to our recording. However you're taking us in, we really, truly appreciate all the support. If you'd like to go back again and listen to our previous podcasts or recordings, you can find us on SoundCloud or iTunes under Good Game Geeks, as well as on YouTube under Snooze's channel, Snooze Gaming. Feel free to like, follow, subscribe if you want to show that support. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can also find us at Good Game Geeks. Snooze, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at snooze_gaming, or you can find me on twitch.tv/onyx_snooze-a-lot. I like the underscores.
I really like that accent.
Thank you. I'm practicing.
It's pretty solid. So, and you can also find me on Twitter at BrutusForce21 or on Twitch at BrutusForceGaming. So again, guys, we're the Good Game Geeks. Hope you all enjoyed watching us tonight. I know we sure had fun. I am hyped for what the next couple of days is going to bring. I look forward to seeing you guys all on the E3 streams on Snooze's channel over the next few days, and just talking about it in our Discord and all that. So thanks. Hope you guys had a great time, and we're going to see you on the next podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Toodles, everybody.